us about the whole event. Anyway, from then on, I suppose they were friends. I never saw them fight again.
I don't know why I was saying Bob. For some reason, I was talking to Bobby about Raymond.
That's okay.
That's part of my dementia, I guess.
Art, you're in good company.
The next one on our list is Eddie White. Eddie White.
I went to high school, junior college at Texas A&M with Eddie White, and he was a smart man. And I always respected him. Amanda and I visited he and his wife while we were in College Station. And he pursued being a mechanical engineer and ended up being head of a hospital maintenance or crew for a big hospital in Galveston.
UTMB, University of Texas Medical Branch.
When he retired, his destination was to come back to Paris, and he did. And that kind of was my destination finally. I wanted to come back to Paris,
Yeah.
But liked him very well, good friend.
I always thought I had a little special connection with Eddie to start with because we had the same last name. But he lived on was it Grand Avenue or one street south of Grand? Anyway, lived right across the street from where Eddie lived was the Red Shield Boys Club, and I wasn't quite big enough to get to the Red Shield Boys Club by myself, but my older brother used to go in there some, and he'd take me. Then after a time when I got a little bigger and could get down there by myself, before they moved the boys club out where it is now, Eddie and I used to have some good ping pong games in the Red Shield Boys Club. And he was, we were in the same biology class. I think Anna Ruth was in the same biology class that we were with Miss Steifelman. And the three of us, in fact, used to get together and study for biology tests for Miss Steifelman. And gosh, we'd just sit down and go over that stuff again and again and again.
Yes, because none of it ever stuck with me. That's why y'all had to go over it so much.
Yeah. And as you say, Eddie got onto that stuff pretty quick. He was a really good student, and I don't think you could meet a nicer guy than Eddie. My other connection with Eddie was that he and I both married girls from Blossom, Texas, and Dorothy had known Becky, and they had a relationship too. So he was a good guy. His daddy was a bricklayer and taught my daddy how to lay some bricks one time. When the old camp was being torn down, Dad got bricks from some of the old chimneys that were out there on the buildings. They burned coal for heat at Camp Maxey during those days, and Dad built a two-story garage apartment there behind our house on 21st and Kaufman, and he got some lessons from Eddie's daddy about laying bricks before we did that. And Eddie was an accomplished bricklayer himself. By the time we were in high school, he could lay brick with the best of them. And a good guy. Really, yeah.
Donna Mary, write down where you're going this summer. I can never remember. Write down where you're going this summer.
Oh, you're not going to say anything.
No, I can't remember.
Loved cats, and he had a cat around we were living upstairs at their house. We'd moved back from Dallas, my parents had. And I remember that cat, and we would sit there and play with it, and I got ringworms, but Eddie didn't. And then after they bought their house in Blossom, and Clyde and I bought our house back in Pariis, and we were both working on old houses, we became really close friends. And Clyde and I have traveled thousands of miles with Becky and Ed. We traveled together for years, and we never had a crossword between the four of us. We came close one time because Becky and I saw a picture that Becky really wanted when she saw it, and Ed just said, you know, he's very low-key about everything, but he just said, now Becky, she saw it first. And that was the end of the discussion. We have wonderful memories of our friendship through all the years.
This was for Eddie.
Special guy.
Did I do that right? Did that get all of them?
Yes.
It doesn't seem to add up here for some reason.
Boss, could you give a report on Emily? Yes, she has come to everyone.
I don't really know what's going on with Emily. Jane told me just a little bit last night, said her mind is very clear and very sharp, but I thought she said Emily never did learn to text or do something on a computer to be able to communicate very well, but she said there's nothing wrong with her mind. It's clear as it ever was. Anybody else have a later report on Emily?
I can tell something very unusual and funny. I guess I will. Everybody knows me anyway. I have visited Ely one time at Avalon Rehabilitation, I believe it is, over on Marsh Lane. And she had other visitors while I was there that lived in her estate in Plano. And I was visiting with those other visitors and having a wonderful time, as I usually do. And all of a sudden, Lee, and she knows me so well, she announced that I was too loud and that I'd better be quiet. Well, I haven't been back, but I write her all the time. I wrote her yesterday, told her all about, day before, all about what we were going to do and the reunion, and I will write her again. And Jane tells me that there's someone in her place of living that is going to start a high-tech thing that you talk with her and she can hear you. So we're going to be able to call Lee.
And see her.
And see her?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you finish. Anyway.
Well, that's what Jane told me.
She has adjusted, and that's the beautiful part.
Yeah. Great. Well, let me just make a closing remark. I see our photographer's here, and we'll get with him in just a minute. But I think we do want to keep remembering our classmates as best we can. And I think it's still great that we can get together and share old stories and relive some good times and some good memories. What better time to grow up was there than back in the 50s? And I want to just continue to encourage all of you to keep doing what you're doing, because whatever it is, it's working, and here you are. So my doctor told me several years ago, he said, the secret, Bob, is to keep moving. And he said, don't sit down and do nothing, and get up and do something. Keep moving, keep going. And so I've tried to do that fairly well. And we have a new preacher at our church. I say he's new. He's in his second year. But last year he had all of us to pick a word for the year. Just pick one word. And he did it again this year. And my word for this year is encourage. And I know I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but I want to encourage all of you to keep moving. And I want you to encourage your kids and your grandkids. in whatever endeavor they're taking on. We all need a lot of encouragement, and I've had a lot of encouragement to me through the years by various people, and it's certainly been beneficial to me, and I've gained a lot from it. So I'm trying to encourage my kids, and I'm trying to encourage my grandkids. And now I've got 3 great grandkids with a 4th one due within the next 2 weeks. So we're excited about all that. They all live close to us, and so we're able to be a part of their lives and their activities, and boy, do they have activity. And but that's, you know, that keeps me moving. So get involved, keep traveling, keep going, keep moving, and hopefully we'll see you all back here in 2 years then. Where do you want to take our picture?
Can you get on some?